Hi, welcome to Love Games. I'm your host, Anthony.
And I'm Francis.
Today we're playing
Role Player Adventures.
Gulpax's secret expansion. Well, it's not a secret expansion.
It's not his secret expansion. It's Gulpax's secret. The expansion.
Expansion.
Yes.
Yes. So indeed, there is a new expansion coming out for Role Player Adventures. So if you're a Role Player Adventures fan, you are extremely excited about this, I'm sure, because more content equals good things. But what is the Gulpax secret?
Yes. So, well, we don't know. We're going to find out, right? We hope.
Try to.
Maybe. But this is actually taking place 2,000 years prior to our other Role Player Adventures in the universe of Ulos.
That is correct.
This is when Ulos is a thriving little festival town.
Take a step back in time. So obviously none of the characters and story from the original Role Player Adventures can go back 2,000 years. Right. This is all new stuff. So what we did was we took the liberty of playing through the first adventure already because we didn't want to come out of the gate and just play the first adventure. We wanted to play something a little bit further in to give you a little bit more meat.
And develop our characters a little bit, have a little bit of story going into it. So.
Exactly. So here you go. This is the map of
Servants of Azima.
Yes, which for all intents and purposes is the name of the second mission. So we do have the second adventure book.
We
call
sure
it missions, but it's actually an adventure. So we were going to be going and playing the Servants of Azima with our constructed characters. Now they're not newly constructed because we played through the first adventure already.
Yep.
We got out of that by the skin of our teeth, but we did come in limping, and we're ready to face the second adventure and see how we fare here.
Yes.
Similar to the first game. So if you've played Role Player Adventures, there are a few changes. Most critically are we start with a profession,
Yes.
which is new. And
yes, this is new.
Each character picks a profession from a list of professions. It gives you a little bit of a starting story, and it gives you a sort of a passive ability to play with during the game based on your profession. We also are no longer playing with the resting from the original game. The resting is different now. You don't have a rest token that resets every time you do a test. It actually, you have a limit now of 4 restings before you have to start paying cards, which is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, that should be the biggest changes.
Yeah.
We can go over our characters really quick so you know what we're starting with. And just note that in this setup for this expansion, both characters start with a familiar in their hand. So we do have familiars already. But you want to go ahead and go through your character really fast, and then we'll jump into the game.
Okay, cool. So my character is a halfling bard. And the profession I've chosen is animal tamer, which is pretty neat because I have this like soothing ability on animals. So I can kind of like talk to the animals. Not like Dr. Dolittle style.
Right.
But when I play my familiar card, I can add stamina to this card, and what that'll do is allow me to return that stamina back to the supply, so I'm not going to be fatigued by it, to mitigate dice. Right. So we're going to want to do that a lot.
Yep.
I start with charisma, wisdom, some intelligence. I'm not very strong, obviously, but I think that's where you're going to
That's where I come in, right?
Yeah.
And I am playing a Vargar warrior, who is this kind of like wolf dude. And he obviously is heavy on strength and constitution as he is a warrior. He's got his warrior class ability, which allows me to turn any amount of stamina from my strength attribute here to the supply, and then I can flip an equal number of dice in the dice pool. That'll make sense when we start taking tests. I am a blacksmith by trade, and I have this steely card in play where basically it allows me to pay 3 stamina to pull a already played weapon card back from my spent or discard pile, and then get a bonus play token onto this card for later rounds, later challenges. So it's pretty neat. I don't normally go for it because it's expensive. 3 stamina pulling off my sheet is pretty tough. Yeah. But we'll see. We never know where this adventure is going to go and how desperate we're going to get.
Right.
We have our standard starting equipment. Those all are listed on your setup card. And we have, and you'll see what we have as we go through and start playing, I guess, instead of going through all of our cards. Now, but because we're going to jump in, there's a lot of story to be told here, and we're going to play this adventure. So why don't you open the adventure booklet and
Let's see how we begin.
take it away. Yeah.
All right, let's see. So we are...
So we're fully done with the setup. And I'll go over the map real quick while you're reading, so go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to read. Ready?
Yep.
All right, so your adventure begins. After you join the Heroes Guild, the Immortal Knight sends you on your first assignment. The Immortal Knight is somebody we met in the first chapter. You make haste to Sabek. The gnomish queen is building her capital city over the tomb of Azima, creator of Ulos. The cobblestone has not yet been laid, and throughout its muddied streets, the puddles have grown to the size of small ponds. An army of workers busy themselves with construction, but so far they've filled most of the city with little more than rough wooden scaffolding. Reaching the construction site for the Queen's palace, you are met by Dobrik, a dwarf and a fellow member of the Heroes Guild. He grunts when he sees you. You don't look like much, but if Imbri recommended you, I'm sure you'll do fine. He escorts you beneath a large canopy tent where you discover the Queen. She stands shoulder to shoulder with Minotaur architects and human workers as they pore over construction plans, dressed in the same simple green tunic as those around her. We're going to place our party marker at location A, which is the palace grounds. And I will read
starting up here.
entry A. Okay. All right. So let's see. If you have the keyword swarm, we do not. There is no event token here. If you have the keyword armory, we do not. If there's no XP, there is XP. So we're going to take that XP and continue reading.
Okay.
Sabik is meant to be my capital city, the queen explains. Yet the undead are kept in the catacombs beneath the temple. Some believe they are worthy of veneration, calling them Azima's servants, but their presence poses a risk. I've ordered the crypt keeper to rid of them. Make certain he follows my command. The queen sighs. There's another matter. My former consort, Gulpax the Crafter, has been borrowing the undead to conduct her own grisly experiments. It must stop. Please speak with her on my behalf. She hands you a scroll and a few coins. Proof that you can speak for the crown, she explains. We're going to reveal Discovery Card 113.
All right, so we have our discovery cards here, and we will reveal 113. I shall show that here. We have the Queen's Edict.
Yep.
All right.
And we're going to gain 2 gold, but since there's only 2 characters in our party, we're going to gain 2 additional gold, so we'll gain 4 gold.
4 gold.
Neither of us has the bodyguard profession, so that's another thing you'll notice in the story as we play through, that our professions actually turn kind of into keywords too.
Yep.
And then we'll continue A16. Let's see what happens.
So those of you who've never played Roleplay Adventures, the book guides you through everything.
It does, and I can kind of put it up here. It's very small, but you'll see that you're going to move down each of these passages, like item by item, in order, and
until one applies.
Until one applies,
and then you stop,
exactly.
and then you
and then you
apply it.
execute it, and then
you move on, and it'll tell you what to do.
Yep. Exiting the tent, you notice a crowd of agitators gathering outside. Dobrik points out their leader, a bugbear named Yonlok. Used to be a friend of mine, the dwarf explains, before he joined the Dragul. The crowd begins to chant, "The gods will not be silenced! The gods will not be silenced!" Dobrik shakes his head. They're angry the queen closed their temples, but they worship gods of chaos and destruction. Gimnax is just trying to keep the peace. A fight breaks out between the Dragul and the queen's soldiers. Yonluk has pinned an elvish commander to the ground. A group of soldiers surrounds the bugbear, striking him with the hilts of their swords. Now, we have a choice. Do we protect the elvish commander, so it's kind of defending the queen, or do we help save Yonlok?
Okay. Considering, and if you all look at our adventure journal,
Yes.
you'll see our setup here, and we'll go over this real quick before we make this decision. So we carried over 2 XP. We got 1 extra from here, so we've got a total of 3. We have quite an amount of gold. We have got some titles that we carried over from our previous adventure.
Yes, we have the Infected Knight, which again is the immortal knight who saved us from a werewolf in the process. She might have become infected with the werewolf's curse, so we got to watch out for that. And we have Pulgor's comrades. We're walking around with this guy, Pulgor. He's a halfling that we met. By tracking down the werewolf, we helped him earn his
these
spot.
are all
So he's
things
part of our guild.
The last mission obviously covered those topics, and we won't go into too much detail for spoilers. But just also notice on there we have a play limit of 2, so we get to play 2 cards for every test. We have a combat dice limit of 3, so for combat checks we have 3 dice.
Yep.
If you notice down here we have our favor tracks, where we are in the Queen's favor by 1, but we are suffering from Gulpax and Dragul Alliance favor 1 each. So that's going to come into play here. I think since we helped the Queen last adventure, I think we should not help the Queen this adventure to sort of maybe balance out.
Maybe work on our Draggle.
Yeah, we want to stay neutral, I think.
Okay. So you want to help save Yonlock?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, let's try that and see what happens. So we'll go to A4. This is very much like a choose your own adventure book for those of you who are not familiar with this. All right, you begin pulling the soldiers away from Yonlock, helping the bugbear escape their attack. Dobrik pushes you back. Have you lost your mind? The dwarf demands. When he sees you are determined to defend the Draggle, he raises his axe.
Oh boy.
He's going to stop you. Reveal rare card 110.
Rare card.
And place it
110.
face up to the active spot near the party journal.
Okay, so here we go. We have a card. We'll put by the party journal. It is called Yonlock. During a skill check or each round of combat, each player may play one trait card that does not count against the play limits.
Okay, so a trait card we can play.
Yep. So
good, because we are about to fight.
Goes over there. So we have
there.
Yonlock.
Pull it down a
bring
little
that
bit
down so
see.
folks can read it at home. Yep, so that'll go there. So that just puts in a passive effect during this combat.
And we are going to combat Dobrik.
Enemy what?
Dobrik 76.
Okay, so I don't know where the
with
Dobrik.
No keyword.
I don't know where the Dobrik card is. So I am going to pull enemy card number 76, which happens to be Dobrik. So it is a dwarf. So we are going to do a combat test. So you'll get to see how that works out. So combat tests are pretty straightforward in that we are looking to cover each of those symbols. So there is 1 red and 3 purple, and we need to get 2 1s and 2 2s of the same matching colors.
Right.
We're going to have 3 rounds to do this. We are in round 1. We would apply our combat dice limit, which is 3.
Yep.
That will be for this entire game unless we level it up at some point after the adventure, but during this adventure, we're pretty much stumped. So we have options here. So now you're like, okay, you're only going to have 3 dice. How are you going to fill that? Well, that's not always the case.
Yes.
So
we have the option to just draw blindly from the bag 3 dice. Or we can spend our attributes into our fatigue. So we're kind of stressing ourselves out to our attributes at a rate of 2 to 1, and we'll get that color die. So we can spend, for example, if we want to get a purple die, maybe.
Let's start out.
Right?
You're going to buy a purple die?
Yeah, let's buy a purple die. So I'll spend 1 if you want to spend 1 to buy a purple. And the reason I say that is because my Bard ability lets me spend 2 from my charisma row to ignore the color of a dice spot. So we might want to do that.
That's
we'll
fair.
See.
I will spend 2
to get a red.
to get a red.
Okay. And then you want to draw
blind for the third.
Yeah, because I have some cards that could get us.
We have cards that allow us to do a lot of, and this is where the whole card play comes in, because we've got cards that manipulate dice.
And
perfect. So we
so we're gonna roll those and see what happens.
So we'll roll
first.
these up and see where we land. So we have.
Okay.
Oh, we got, so that's good.
It's not too bad.
No, so we've got our 1, and we'll look at the worst one, and that would be, well, actually that one's the worst one. So we want to cover that too pretty quickly. That black die, we could definitely do something with that. Can you change dice to a certain color?
I can. I could actually. I'm not going to be able to get it down to the right pip count, but I could change that black die to a purple. I could change the red die to a purple.
Okay.
You know what I could do? That's not going to help. 4. What's on the other side of that 4? A 3? That's not helpful.
I wish we could flip that black die.
If
you could change it, I could flip it. If you change it to a purple, I could flip it.
Yeah, but you're going to flip it to a 1.
We need a purple one.
No, we don't. We have a purple one.
Well, I would rather make that a purple too if we can adjust that. Can we adjust that?
Can we?
I can't.
I can't either.
I can flip with my warrior ability. I can flip.
I can
any amount of
decrease.
dice.
Now, what I could do is, like, I could make this a 4, but that doesn't help us. Or I could make that a 2.
Yeah, do that.
I can make it. Well, but I has to be purple though. I have to make it purple first, and then
just make it a 2. Make it a 2.
A purple 2?
Yeah, and make it a red 2. Can you make it a red 2? Or it has to be purple. Then you can't adjust a red.
I can't adjust a red.
Okay,
no.
So basically,
what if he turns
so that people understand what we're talking about
here.
here.
Can you move it down 1 pip?
I can.
As a red?
Why?
If I could flip it. Would that help?
Basically, our cards are going to allow us to, and I'll show people so they understand that, because we're talking about what we're trying to do here, and nobody really gets what we're saying here.
Yeah.
So, like, every card does something different. So this one allows me to re-roll my Phoenix die or bring out my Phoenix die. This one allows me to adjust 2 white dice by 1 pip up or down. This one lets me turn any die into a blue or a white. This one allows me to flip over a blue or red die, so I could flip that over. What color is that? What number's on the other side of 4? 2?
3.
Oh, 3? Yeah, see, it's not good. This allows me to re-roll a red die, so I could do that. And now our trait cards are free, right? From what he said.
Okay,
I have it on
over
mine.
to
You
your
can do
screen,
yours.
too.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is what I have, just for your information too. I have my blood badger. I don't mind playing him. I could pull out my red die and see what we get on him.
Yeah.
The reason why it's cool to spend my familiar is because I do get that card, which lets me flip a die, any number of dice
Yeah.
in the pool. So
When you play him?
when I play him, I get that, and then I can spend that at any time. My heavy crossbow decreases the black or purple die by 1 or 2. I have courageous, which turns a die of any color into either green or pink. I've got charm, so I can flip. This is purple dice only. I can flip from side to side. I can gain another purple die, and I can change ones into any color. And these don't really help us.
All right. So what I could do, and you can't flip, right?
I can.
But it has to be a purple.
Yeah, but if I do this, if I play my familiar, I'm going to get a stamina on this card, and then I can spend it to flip any number of dice.
Okay.
And that also gives us another shot at rolling a red that we want.
Well, I can re-roll a red right now if we want. So what do you want to do?
I want to play
I'm gonna
this.
leave it to you. So go ahead. You show
I
me
want
what
to
you
play
wanna do.
my blood badger first.
Okay,
So
that's
let's
gonna
just
bring
see what
out-
this does. So this is going to bring out my fancy familiar die, which is, they're 2 colored. This one.
Okay.
So we'll see what I
Yep.
get.
So this acts as both colors, so green and red. So it's a red.
So
4.
it's a red 4 again. But that gets me one of those stamina right there
It gets you a stamina
Stamina.
token. Okay.
that I can put on here, and that just lets me flip. So I can flip any color die right now.
All right. I'm gonna bring out my Phoenix, my Scorched Phoenix
Oh, good,
die.
okay.
That way it acts as a purple and a white, but we need 3 purples anyway. So
Yeah.
it's a 3.
A 3.
That's actually really good.
That's really good. I can make that
you can
into
make
a 2.
it a 2. Do that.
Okay. This is going to be my second
Yeah,
card
I
that I
know.
play.
Oh, I know.
So I'll make this a 2 using my heavy crossbow. And we'll fill up that one.
Fill it that way because
Yeah.
we're gonna take stamina damage.
Yeah.
At some point, which is not
Can
good.
you decrease this by 1?
I can.
You can? The red one?
What is that gonna do?
Because I can spend this to flip it
Oh, okay.
to
Yeah,
this.
so I'm gonna
and
play,
then you spend that
I will play my Warhammer.
to reduce it by 1.
Reduce it by 1.
And now it's a... Oh, wait. We need it to be a 1, actually, not a 2.
What did you turn it to?
It was a 4.
Oh, okay.
I made it a 3.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't
actually
work.
doesn't help. Oh, wait. And then you reduce it by 1. It's a 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could... Oh, wait, we can't do that.
I'm not
Sorry,
sure where
that's
you're
bad.
getting at.
Well, I don't know what I'm getting at.
Um,
Also, remember, I can do this
What
to
is that?
ignore the color requirement of a dice slot.
oh, okay. Well, it was a 3 because I'm not going to reduce it if that's
Well,
not
it was
going
a
to help
4.
us.
Yeah.
4? What I would recommend then is, since we can't get that down,
I could flip this
and then ignore
and
the
then
color.
ignore the color.
How do you flip that?
I spend this.
What's it say?
It says return 1 stamina from this card to the supply to flip any number of familiar dice.
Yeah, that would be these.
That would be those.
So they
yeah,
would be
not that
turning
one.
this to a 3.
Right, which doesn't help us.
It does not help us.
Unless you can get it down.
I can bring it to a 3. But if you flip it,
Oh.
it'll turn into a 3, and then I can knock it down to a 2, but it's still red. It doesn't help us.
Right. Well, I think the most important thing right now is this.
Yeah. Oh, I
Right?
know. That's so you could ignore
'Cause
the
I could do
color
that and
on
ignore.
that one.
Yeah,
And move
exactly.
that there.
To
Right?
do this, yeah.
If you spend those 2, that ignores the.
And these actually go to the supply, not
Yeah.
to my row, or not to my fatigue.
The problem is they're just.
Oh wait, we can use what? Skills?
Traits.
Traits.
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh,
What do you have?
well, I have this.
You could turn any die purple.
I could turn any die. Actually, I have both of these. I could turn. Oh, but I can't play any more cards. Actually. Oh wait, no. They're traits. They're traits. Look,
Traits
I
free.
could. So here's a
They're both
couple
traits?
things. Here's a couple things. This die actually. Give me those charisma back.
Yeah.
We can only do one.
He says, what does he say? One card?
Yeah.
Each player may play one trait card for free.
Okay, so I could, instead of using my charisma to do this,
Yeah.
I could play selfish and just make it
red. That's fine.
And that way we can use that. Well, I guess we can't really use anything else.
Can't use anything else.
But then I can't use this guy.
Nope. Well, that's going to turn something purple, right?
Yeah.
Which
I can't. I mean, I could do, but can't do that. So.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend my Warhammer. It's going to turn this to a 5. Okay. Take the bonus play token.
Okay.
And you're going to spend that. Hold on. These go all here.
Yeah.
That goes.
Well, this one goes in my discard.
Yeah. These go here. Now that gives you one extra card play.
Yeah.
So go ahead and play your.
You mean make this purple?
Make this purple.
My courageous.
Yes. And that turns this into a purple 5.
Okay.
And then now,
you'll flip it.
I need you to flip it.
You need me to flip it?
Yeah.
Oh, with this.
With your 2.
No, that ignores it. This flips it. Do you want me to flip it?
Was that already gone, or you still had it there?
No. I still had this here.
Okay, yeah. Now flip it to a 2.
There.
Right? That's it. That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
That's,
but now all we're looking at
that's plenty.
is one.
So what we do now is we look at what we have, and we have 2 uncovered, right? So we're going to lose 1 XP.
Okay.
We're going to lose 2, 3. We're going to gain 3 fatigue each. That's the cost of those red things. So they're going to make us tired. If our fatigue ever reaches our health, which each of us has 16 health, we become exhausted. Right. And if we both become exhausted, we lose.
Yes.
So that's that. We are now covering up the second round. And we have an option here. So we could
draw blind.
Draw blind?
You don't have to, because I can get us a purple die.
I'll draw 3 dice. 1, 2, 3. All right. No purples, but it doesn't matter. We have a 2, a 5, and a 6.
Okay.
Go. Now you can turn anything purple, right?
No, I can grab a purple die.
All right. What is that? Oh yeah. So Mirage. So that'll be your 1 card.
Well, that'll be 1 card.
Will be 1 card. So go ahead and roll a purple die.
Okay. I mean, the other thing I can do is ignore that. If you can make like that 6, if you can flip it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, we can just do that instead.
Yeah, I'll just do this.
That way I save this.
Diplomacy flips a blue die.
And I'm going to spend this.
Spend those 2 is your class ability.
Yep.
The Bard allows you to ignore the color.
And I'll flip that because I just used my class ability.
Yep, yes you did. And that is it.
Yep.
We completed.
Cool, so we get our rewards.
Yep, so rewards are going to be 4 gold, and 3 XP.
Grab 2 because I have an XP here.
4 gold and 3 XP.
Okay.
There you go. And we now defeated Dobrik.
Okay.
And we go to the storybook and see what happens.
All right, let's see what happens to us. Which one are we on here?
Oh, and discarded cards go back to your hand, but these spent cards stay in the spent until we rest.
Right. I don't remember which one we were on.
Where's the show Combat Dobrik?
Oh, the raises his axe. Here it is. Okay. Victory. You fight the dwarf to a standstill. 87. Okay. You fight Dobrik long enough for the bugbear to make his escape. Although the queen's soldiers make a few arrests, most of the crowd disperses voluntarily. The dwarf lowers his weapon. I have half a mind to arrest you, he adds, but the queen still has need of your services. You'll find Gulpax in the treetop village and the crypt keeper in the temple of Ulos. Each has orders from the queen. Make certain they follow her commands. So we're going to gain 1 Draggle Alliance favor. So we're back neutral with Draggle Alliance. We are going to lose 1 favor with the queen, but we're still neutral with her. Return the Yonluk ally card to the rear deck. So can you grab that?
He goes back. He's no longer in.
And we're going to reveal title card 109.
So we gain a title. And we've gained the title, Yonlok's Defender. So, much to the surprise of Dobrik, the Dwarven Guard, you defended Yonlok from the Queen soldiers as they dispersed a crowd of protesters. So this is going to go onto our journal.
Great.
With the others.
All right, now our options are to use an item, we can rest, or we can move to another location.
Would you like to rest or move?
What do we have, 4?
2, 4, I've got 6.
6?
So
we can...
I'm okay. I don't think I need to
sure?
rest. Yeah.
You sure? Okay.
You want to rest, or we can push it?
I mean, I don't know. We can push it, probably.
Okay.
Like
try.
once?
Maybe.
Try.
Yeah. All
We
right.
might fail.
But our option is to move?
We can move, yeah.
All right.
But we can use an item, but I don't think that's going to do us anything.
No, the
here,
Queen's Edict,
so.
but I don't think we need to show it yet.
So where do you want to go?
I think we want to go to the Temple of Ula. So
Okay,
I'd like to go check
agreed.
out the undead.
Yes.
I think that's the most exciting thing.
cool.
So let's take a look at the map. All right, so we're going to travel. So movement on here, you move until you get to the area you want to go unless you come across an encounter. So we do
Yes.
have an encounter token here. So the encounter token is number 2.
Okay.
So we've got to go to the main book,
This is the
Explorer's Guide. And we're going to look at, we are in adventure number 2.
Location
And this is
2.
encounter number 2, so 2-2. A sign hangs from an awning of a newly constructed building. It reads, Cartographer's Guild. Out of curiosity, you enter. A balding gnome with long white hair and a trim beard stands behind a wooden lectern, furiously scratching lines onto a scrap of parchment. His name, Greylocks, is chiseled onto the brass plate next to his inkwell. A satyr stomps his foot impatiently from the other side of the lectern. I will be with you in just a moment, Mr. Rugbear. And the gnome says without glancing up from his stack of papers. Rugbeard, says the satyr corrects him. I demand to see your maps of the fallen woods. The gnome sighs. He carefully takes out the map, spreading it out on the wooden table. Glancing over it, the satyr becomes increasingly irate. Our forests are forbidden to outsiders. They hold many secrets known only to the satyr. Your cartographers are not welcome here. Greylock shakes his head. I'm sorry, but we need accurate maps. Like it or not, caravans pass through your lands all the time. It's important that travelers don't lose their way. Now, we can try to reach a compromise, or we can defend the gnome's commitment to accuracy.
I think we need to try to reach a compromise.
Compromise.
Yeah,
so we're
because
gonna
we
go
don't
to
have a lot of strength right now.
217, and that would have probably resulted in a fight based on the fist icon that I just saw.
Yeah.
All right. Greylock scowls at you. If a map isn't accurate, it's worthless, he insists. The satyr have kept our sacred shrines hidden for centuries, Mr. Rugbeard shouts. With your maps, any fool can find them. You stare down at Greylock's map of the satyr forests. Perhaps a compromise can be found. So, skill check. Introspection 1.
All right, so we've got our skill book here, and we're going to look for skill introspection.
Right.
1.
Level
Interpretation.
1,
That's not the one.
introspection. And there she is.
Introspection. Nice. That's us being introspective. All right.
So
cool.
we are going to do the number 1 challenge,
Yes.
which will tell us how many dice we're allowed to
Yes,
draw.
so
and
this
play.
has our dice limit down here. We have 4, so we can actually have 4 dice this time. And we are testing, it looks like blue, which is intelligence, and constitution.
All right,
which
so I have
we have a bit,
Constitution,
so-
and I think we draw blind to start.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
I
look
have
at my
enough
cards.
cards to give people an idea. Like I
Yeah.
have Stone Skin, which allows me to draw 2 green dice,
Okay, I have courageous, which lets me turn something
and
into green.
I can turn dice blue. I can manipulate
You can
like
turn
blue
stuff
and green.
blue?
Yeah, blue and
Blue and green's
green
your thing.
and red are my jam.
But, okay, you have
So-
enough cards to play to
I do.
that?
I've got plenty of cards. So I
Okay.
think for this round we go.
All
We
right.
throw caution to the wind
Why not?
and we go for it. So what do you got?
1, 2,
Okay. The colors we don't need.
3, 4.
Okay. Not a single color we needed. She
I know,
draws.
but I told you I'm not good at drawing
All right,
dice.
then I will draw from now on.
Okay. You know this about me. How
Yeah.
many times
And
have
the
we
rolling
played
is
this?
bad too. So I don't think we want you touching the dice at all.
And the rolling is bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
so none of that matters.
So turn one of these, since you're so good at turning dice different colors. That was a 4.
Yeah, I know. But you were blocking me. I don't know what this one. I think I turned that one too.
No, you didn't. These were 3/4.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I could turn one of those blue, but I don't think I want to do that just yet. So I'm going to play Stone Skin right off the bat.
okay.
And Stone Skin, as you can see, lets me draw 2 green dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I shall draw 2 green dice.
I can make that a green 1.
I haven't even rolled it yet.
What? No, I mean like I can do that.
Look at that. I already have our 2.
There you go.
There you go.
I can make that purple 2 a green 1.
How do you do that?
I'm going to change it to anything. So I'll change it to green.
Okay.
And then, oh wait, first I'm going to reduce the value by 1.
By 1, because you can reduce a purple
Exactly. And then I'm going to change it to green.
to a green die. So I will bring out a green die, make it a 1, and then we can place that here.
Mm-hmm.
And our 4, I will play Foolish. And
Okay.
Foolish is change any color die into a blue.
Nice.
So I will
Ooh.
change that blue,
Or the white.
the
into
white
blue.
into a blue. So we have our 4.
There you go.
That's
Yep.
it.
And unlike the combat, you only get 1 shot at these.
Yeah.
So
Pass or
yeah.
fail. Either you
Yep.
do it or you don't. So we're going to get 2 XP for passing.
okay.
And then we get to read
The book.
the passing passage in the book. So we just introspected.
We did.
We passed. We go to 221.
We introspected the heck out of that.
We really did. So when you announce your idea, it takes both Greylocks and Mr. Rugbeard by surprise. Greylock sighs, putting down his quill pen. Well, I suppose you're right. We could omit certain details on our maps as long as the core geography was unchanged. We'll leave out the locations of any shrines. Maybe we can even expunge some of the trails that lead to them, as long as the main roads are still represented. Mr. Rugbeard seems satisfied with this. He turns to you. Your help was appreciated. We have little tolerance for the Queen's incursions into our sacred lands. That is why so many of my people have joined the Dragul Alliance. I am glad a peaceful solution could be found. He nods respectfully before turning to leave. When he learns you're a part of the Heroes Guild, Greylock shakes his head and smiles. I should have known. You guys are always saving our butts. When he's finished making revisions to his map, he hands you the quill pen. Here, a souvenir. Choose a player. Increase your wisdom attribute score by 1.
I guess we should do yours.
Yeah, I only have 1 wisdom.
Okay.
So I shall change this on my player board to a 2 while you play with pencil in this game and not pen.
Yeah, we made that mistake.
All right, so now I have a wisdom cap of 2, not 1.
Okay.
Reveal rare card 118 and add it to my hand, which is really fantastic. Where's my hand? I have to discard my stuff.
Me too.
118, what am I getting? I am getting a card that says the cartographer's
I
quill.
want that quill.
Set the value of any single die in the die pool to the value of your wisdom attribute score, which is a 2. For score 6 or higher, it could be anything.
Nice.
So I just got myself the cartographer's quill.
That's cool.
What a very cool item.
That's quill.
That's Quill. Mr. Quill? Peter Quill? All right, so rest. Or move to the next location. Now I think we rest.
I think we rest, yeah, for sure. So we will.
So
I don't mark that.
No, we
Let's
don't.
get a
So
cube.
resting, we'll get a cube. So we're going to do our first rest. Now we can spend XP to get dice to roll to recover some of our
How
fatigue.
much do you want?
I want 2 dice.
Like 2? Okay.
Yeah, I think 2
I
dice
think
is
that's
safe.
fair. Yeah.
We are going to roll 2 dice each and then remove that many fatigue from our fatigue
Okay.
bar.
Lots of fatigue.
So you got rid of all of it. I rolled 7, 2, 4, 6. That gets all of it. So
Yep.
those come off, and then you fill
Yes.
your
Rose.
back up, Mr. Rose,
Yeah.
and then cap it off. Good?
Yes, that's
All right.
good.
So we are now ready to move on to our next adventure. So we'll get rid of this token. And I think we can traverse on to the temple or the graveyard. Where do you want to go?
Ooh, I don't know.
You want to start at the
Wanna go to the
graveyard?
graveyard?
Yeah,
I
let's
kinda
be
do,
exciting.
yeah.
All right, so we
I mean,
are
like,
in,
I know we need to go to the temple, but like, why
hit the
not?
adventure book. We
Okay.
are in the graveyard. D.
Which that is location D.
Graveyard, location D.
Great. D.
Exciting stuff.
Graveyard. If you have the word catacombs,
Nope.
would you not? If there's no XP, there is. Collect the XP.
All right.
Neither of us is a gambler.
No.
All right. You wander through the tombstones until a particular marker catches your eye. It includes a large bust of a rather somber-looking gnome. The engraving reads, Gulpax, 935 to 996. Inventor, Mother. Propped up against the tombstone, you find a book. The cover reads simply, Symbols, Poems by Bertram Huguenot. Further on, you discover a locked gate leading into a mausoleum and down into the catacombs. An elf with a shaved head kneels before the gate in silent contemplation. He wears the simple white robes of an initiate priest.
Would that be an initiate priest?
An initiate. I don't know what that is.
An initiate is like an apprentice, like a new initiate. Like this initiate is someone who just joined our ranks.
She was like initiated.
Yeah, she's just
initiated. Okay, initiate priest. There we go. Okay, learn something new every day. Okay. I'm not the linguist, right?
No, you're not a linguist.
I'm supposed to be. Okay, reveal discovery card 116.
All right. Discovery card 116. We have the Book of Poems. Interesting. I like that.
I like the Book of Poems.
The what?
I like the Book of Poems.
Okay. So
all right. We do not have the keyword unpersuasive. All right. Yuvan Rokta is in the catacombs, the priest explains, but the gate is locked. Today is my day of ascension. We can use an item, we can rest, or we can move to another location.
All right. So you want to flip your.
Oh, I need to flip these over.
Yes,
flip this
as
over.
well as I do. I meant your skill, but I also your ability. I also do this. So what was our options here?
So we can use an item, we can rest, or we can move. I think we can probably use the...
It costs stamina. We can use the Queen's Edict. Let's do that.
Right? It doesn't cost any stamina.
No, it doesn't. Not for the Edict. So that's 113. So we look at...
D and then 113.
D113.
The way that the book works is we'll actually go to D and then we look item. For 113.
Yep.
Right
so
here.
What does it say? So we're using the Edict.
You study the emblem on the Queen's Edict, noticing the same symbol on several nearby tombstones. The graves are not ornate enough to belong to kings and queens, so you guess that they're members of the Queen's Guard. We can use another item, rest, or move to another location.
No, so it did nothing.
Do you want to use the Book of Poems?
I don't know if that's necessarily a thing here, but we can't go in, right?
What's that?
We can't go down inside the thing at this point, so... I don't know. Do you want to use the Book of Poems?
Not really. We can just go to the temple.
All right, let's go to the temple.
We're just kind of like hanging out down here.
All right, so temple is C.
Okay, let's see. And remember, we can revisit locations too.
We can.
You know.
We can go anywhere we want.
We can do anything. Okay. All right. There's an event token. No, we don't have keyword prayers. There's collect the XP.
Okay.
And we'll continue reading. The Temple of Ulos was once this region's only landmark, surrounded by farmland and villages. The massive domed sanctuary is filled with statues honoring every known deity. Beneath it, in the catacombs, rest the bones of Azima, the creator god. A priest greets you as you enter, his face buried beneath the hood of his white robes. When he learns why you are here, he seems puzzled. The queen has already outlawed the worship of the Dragul gods, he explains. We've been forced to cover a number of the altars here. Now she hopes to rid herself of Azima's servants. I can understand her concerns, but the priest could no longer slaughter our undead brothers and sisters than we could burn this temple to the ground. Members of our priesthood often choose to shed their mortal forms to better serve their creator. The undying may seem to many like monsters, but they are immortal. In this, they are closer to us than the god. They are closer than us to the gods.
Okay.
All right, so we have a choice. Convince the priest that the zombies pose too great a risk. That's going to be a strength and charisma check.
Mm-hmm.
Agree to help him protect the undead members of his priesthood. That's going to be a strength and constitution check.
No, I think we need to get rid of these things.
I think we do too, because zombies are no bueno.
Yeah.
All right, so C4. The priest nods. The queen may be sovereign of Ulos, but the priests answer only to the gods.
Oh.
But I am not unreasonable. I'm willing to hear what you have to say. Though he seems calm, many of his fellow priests have now gathered around to watch the argument unfold. They talk loudly amongst themselves and interrupt you with questions, throwing you off balance as you attempt to explain your position. We're going to do a skill check.
Oh.
Now, this is interesting. This is a persuasion 1.
Yep.
But we have the mitigating keyword unruly.
Okay. So let us look at the item. All right, so we're bringing down our persuasion, and I grabbed the modifier because they did give us the unruly. And what that's going to do is after rolling the dice pool, return all dice with values of 5 and 6 from the dice pool to the bag.
Ooh, that's not good.
Youch. Okay, so we've got...
That means no flipping.
We're doing charisma and strength, purple and red, which isn't bad.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to pay some...
Well, I can bring out my badger.
All right, and I can bring out my phoenix.
Do you want to spend a charisma to bring out another purple die?
Yeah, let's do that. So we'll spend that to bring in a purple. Do we want to bring out a red die? I can spend both of my strength to do that.
Do you want to spend your strength to do that?
I don't know if I necessarily want to.
My familiar is red.
Okay.
And also I can change. We can ignore color requirements too.
Okay,
so
we can do that.
So we'll just bring out 2.
Bring out 2 dice. 3 dice.
2. Oh, 3.
Dice limit's
Right.
4, yeah.
Yes.
So, oh, wow,
Hey,
good. That's really
see?
good.
I'm
that
still
was a
hired.
good draw. All right, yes, you're not fired yet.
I'm not fired
so just
yet.
don't roll any
Right.
5s or 6s or
Well,
you're fired.
Stop. I'm gonna get fired.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Wow.
Still here.
That was good.
Still in the game.
You're still in the game. You're still allowed to play. Okay, so let's do some manipulation here.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
I don't have a lot of manipulation capabilities on purple dice.
What is purple changes to 5 when flipped? That
2 changes to
5,
5 when
4,
flipped, yeah.
3. Okay. Well,
3 changes to 4.
I could. Are you able to do anything with those purple?
I can't do anything to purple dice.
I mean, not the purple, the red.
Actually, I can. My wisdom is 2, but nothing is a 2.
What? Wisdom is a 2.
I can
nothing
handle
is a
the
2.
red die. I can make that a 1.
If you could make that a 1, that's good start.
All right. That's good start.
That's good start.
That's about all I could do, though.
Can you change that white die down a pip?
You're asking me? Yes, I can.
Okay,
actually.
so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to hold on because I just saw it so clearly in my head. I can decrease a black or purple by 2, so I can make this a 1. Right for there.
Yep. So
And
that's
discard
1
that.
down.
If you can make this a 3. I can just use this to ignore the color requirement.
Okay.
And we can pretend. Or I could use another card to make it purple, but I need it to be a 3.
Make what purple?
This.
All right.
But I
I can
need it to be a
use
3
my
first.
War Lance to
change it to
a 3. It goes up
Okay.
or down 1 pip,
And then
For a
I
white
can
die?
use this card
which
to
turns
make
it purple. So we have
Yeah.
a purple 3,
3.
right?
Yep. And then you can take care of that red.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Maybe. I need that to go down twice, right? I'm going to have to use the bonus play card, though. So I'm going to play the Cartographer's Quill to reduce it to the equal to my Wisdom, which is a 2. So that makes it a 2. And then I am going to use my Warhammer. After I have to use the bonus play because I need to play 3 cards here.
Okay.
That's going to allow me to play 1 extra card to bring this down by 1 pip.
Okay. And we did it.
And that will complete
Nice.
the challenge. So what do we have?
Cool. Okay. So
We get 2 XP. Nice.
So C4. Okay, we convince the priest that he has no other choice. C11. The priest considers your words carefully. Then he pulls back his hood, revealing a face of rotted flesh.
He's
The skin
evil.
covering the right half of his jaw has peeled off, exposing a set of yellowed teeth and blackish gums. Ew, gross. Don't be alarmed, he said. I'm experiencing what we call a lucid moment. Though it's a rare occurrence, Azima's servants are, at times, able to speak and act normally. We have Azima herself to thank for this blessing. His face turns grim. But you're not wrong about us. As long as we exist, there's a risk the infection will spread. Even now, I feel the hunger. It is only with years of training that I can suppress the urge to sink my teeth into your flesh. Here, he insists, take the key to the catacombs. You'll find Yuvan Rakta there. Together you can decide our fate. He hands you a key made from gold and white bone. The silent, stone-faced gods stare down at you. It is said those who leave an offering can transform their innermost selves. Looking inward, you consider whether there is not whether or not there's anything you would seek to change. Shuffle the trait deck and reveal 2 cards.
The trait deck, huh?
Place them face up next to the adventure map to create a market.
Shuffle the trait deck and reveal 2 cards and do what?
You're just going to put them, it's going to be a market.
Okay,
So.
where am I putting it?
Next to the adventure map.
Okay, so let us see what we have here. Next to the adventure map. Just trying to find out where.
Yeah, like over
maybe
there,
on the
maybe.
right side. All right, so we're going to reveal envious. I see you are envious. And famous.
Does anybody know whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
I hope somebody knows.
Somebody will. I doubt anybody watching this even knows what that means.
Remember, like one day we were looking for him,
famous.
and he was gone.
He vanished.
No
one. If you know what we're talking about, leave a comment below. If you have no idea what we're talking
I see
about.
you are envious.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. All right. So while at location C, you may buy cards from this market for their price.
All right, cool.
If your Dragul is higher than your queen's favor, the price of each card at this market is reduced by 1 gold. Now, they're the same right now.
They're the same. Okay.
All right, we're going to reveal Discovery card 145. And neither of us is a jeweler.
145. We have just revealed Azima's key. So I'll show you that key. Item 145. You can put that with the map, with the actual journal. That actually goes above so they can see it.
Can I put it below?
You can put it on it. Yeah, we know what we have here. And then we go back to the map, right?
Yep.
What's next?
So we can buy a trait card from the market, which we have money to do that, but I don't know if we necessarily want to.
5 or 4 gold. I like the famous one.
Famous. I like that.
I don't have anything to manipulate purple dice, which is why I kind of...
Well, you want that?
Well, you can have it. So for 5 gold, I think it's worth it.
What about envious?
Oh, I see you are envious.
I see you are envious. Maybe I'll take envious.
Well, which one do you want? Do you want envious or, well, are you human?
Am I
or
human?
Saurian? Because those get a discount.
I'm a
Otherwise, you
halfling.
don't. Yeah, you're not going to get a discount. So it's
Are you
actually 6
human?
and 7. No, we can't. We won't get any discounts.
Oh, that's not
That's
great.
very expensive.
That's very
Is
expensive.
there any of these you want?
We can always come back here if we feel like
Yeah,
we
I think
want,
we'll
so.
hold off for now.
Okay.
We have a lot of gold.
All right.
So what are the options? Rest?
So rest, use an item.
So.
So we do we want to try to use, well, we have to use the Queen's Edict here, don't we?
No, we could use the key to go down. Like, we have the key, so we could go down into this.
Did we use the Queen's Edict here?
Well, is there anything to do with the edict here? We could
Well,
try.
remember we were supposed to give the edict? I don't know.
Well, we kind of just barged in and said, you're not
It's
doing
free to
this
use,
anymore.
so we
Is
can...
it free? So go ahead. Do what's
We can just see
C113.
C113 and see what happens. We can see what happens. You show the Queen's Edict to the temple priests, and suddenly they look at you with newfound respect. As you begin asking questions about the Crypt Keeper, they begin voicing their suspicions that he has conspired against the crown. They lead you to his private quarters and insist on showing you his notes and letters. Among them, you find a large stack of books on vampirism. It seems the Crypt Keeper's fascination with the undead extends beyond Azima's servants. Gain 1 XP.
Okay.
And that's it. Buy a trait card from the market, use another item, rest, or move.
All right, so we can...
Do you want to use the Book of Poems?
I don't know yet. I think we want to go down into the Temple of Ulos.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
So where are we?
I say we use the key here. So this would be 145.
Wait. You want to use the key?
To go down into the temple.
Oh, so we have to go down to the graveyard first.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
we?
All right. So let's go to the graveyard, and use the key here. So it's
Yeah.
D145. Now, when you use an item that has a stamina cost, it's going to
Yes.
cost each of us 1 stamina.
That comes from the supply.
Yep.
So we have our graveyard, and we are using our, what's that, 145?
D145,
okay, Here we go. Okay. We do not have the keyword catacombs. Okay. When you unlock the gate leading down into the catacombs, the initiate becomes excited. I'm ready to join the others, he says, in undying service to my God. My name is Castian. I've waited in anticipation of this moment for quite some time. Please, if you're headed down to the catacombs, take me with you. The elf is quite young, too young, some might say, to offer up his life so freely to the undead. Reveal Discovery 141 and place 1 XP on it.
141 is a location.
And place an XP.
So this is the catacombs. that
And
look like
allow the initiate to enter the catacombs.
we're allowing him
Oh,
to
wait,
do
sorry. I skipped a line. Record the keyword catacombs.
that. Okay. There you go. Fits right there.
So let me put,
1 XP is going to go here. Now we have location F.
and we're going to write
Azima's catacombs.
catacombs.
So now we have a keyword.
Okay. Yeah, there were some things that wanted us to have that keyword.
So what else?
So we have a choice. We can allow the initiate to enter the catacombs, or we can send him home.
Let's send him home.
Yeah, he's like too young to be doing
he
this.
doesn't belong here.
D5. Let's see. Okay. When you refuse to let Castian enter, he becomes angry. If I choose to sacrifice my life in order to better serve the gods, he says, who are you to stand in my way? For a moment, it looks as though he might try to force his way through the gate. Then, disgusted, he shakes his head and walks back to the temple.
Oh, poor baby.
Record the keyword prayers. And now we can use an item, rest or move.
These are our prayers. I say we head down to Azima's catacombs.
What?
Let's go to the catacombs.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
You don't want to use any items?
I mean, it's more stamina.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I'd rather not yet.
Okay.
So we are in F.
F. Okay, here we go. With you, the title Zombie Uprising.
No.
There's XP, so collect the XP.
I'll take that.
You head down a spiral staircase into the catacombs, following a long tunnel until you reach an enormous chamber built from the corpse of Azima, Queen of Dragons. Her skeletal frame holds up the cavern walls, but some flesh still clings to her bone. Gross. Though her undead servants feast on it, the flesh seems caught between a state of decay and regeneration. New muscle is growing slowly where bones have been picked clean, spreading over it like a mold across a stale slice of bread. Strangely, even in the dim light, the room seems to glow just faintly, with a full spectrum of colors. If any player has animal tamer profession, I do.
That would be you.
Go to F20. Oh, that's so fancy. So we get the cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. You remind yourself of Lark's Pockenprops entry on Hellhounds. To summon one, you must burn undying flesh with a splash of innocent blood, and you must do this someplace cold.
Now,
What?
to stop you, the Animal Tamer's quest, when we started the game, it gives you a whole
right,
backstory.
yes, the backstories.
The whole quest for the Animal Tamer is to tame a hellhound.
Yeah, that's like my life goal now, I guess.
The blacksmith has been scarred by a cursed weapon, and he's trying to...
You're trying to find a way to solve that
Find
curse.
a way to do it.
Because otherwise you will die.
Yes.
Okay, so here before you is the first ingredient, Azima's undying flesh. So it's the first ingredient in my Hellhound search, right? You consider making a small offering before carving a lump of flesh from the creator of your world. Then again, with the undead milling about, it might be best to take what you need as quickly as you can. So this is actually me. So I'm doing this little side thing here. So Animal Tamer player chooses. Make an offering before taking flesh, or take what you need quickly. I feel like I need to make an offering. I don't want to make anybody upset. Okay. Okay. You burn a bit of incense and say a solemn prayer of thanks while keeping an eye on the zombies nearby. As you pray, you feel a loving presence around and within you, as if Azima's spirit were responding to your offering. As you cut flesh from her bones, the presence vanishes and you feel suddenly dizzy. It seems Azima took something of yours in return.
Ooh.
Great. Return all stamina in your con row to the supply.
You don't have
Great.
any.
I don't have any constitution.
That's good.
I get to reveal rare card 5 and add it to my hand.
Just number 5?
Yep, rare card 5.
Oh, I got to get that out of the box.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
ahead.
while you do that, we don't have the keyword unpersuasive or initiate. So we're going to go to F19.
Okay. Rare card
5.
There you go.
And that is the Spirit's Blessing, which is to flip one player's class card face up. Oh, that's cool. Neat. Great.
It goes in your hand?
It goes in my hand.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It said it goes in my hand, right?
I don't know. I wasn't reading.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it turned to my hand. Okay. All right. You find the Crypt Keeper here. He introduces himself as Yuvan Rokta. The zombies slowly creep towards you as Rokta blows off the dust from a thick volume. Mark's Guide to Necromancy, he explains. The Queen wants Azima's servants killed. But what if we could prove that they could be controlled instead? Would that not eliminate the threat? He hands you the book. Here, read the 3rd spell. I will guide you. The Queen ordered you to cleanse the catacombs, and necromancy is not without its dangers. Yet the Crypt Keeper seems confident it will work. Okay, so we have an option. Bring the zombies under your control. That'll be a constitution and intellect challenge.
Okay.
Fight the zombies until the catacombs have been cleansed, or release the zombies, creating chaos in the Queen's new capital.
Oh, okay. What do you want to do? You want to fight?
We'll probably fight the zombies,
Fight.
right?
Fight.
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 All right, so that's going to be F6.
Yeah, we need to cleanse.
We got to
place
cleanse this
of its
thing. This is
impurities.
not good. All right, you race into the cavern. From the shadows, an army of Azima's undead servants emerges to greet you, their arms outstretched and their eyes filled with insatiable desire for flesh. Stop! Rodka shouts from behind you. The Crypt Keeper seems determined to protect the undead, whatever the cost. Reveal enemy cards 69 and 70.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so
Good
this
job.
is a note about special combat. Dice slots connected by a line are linked. At the beginning of a round of combat, if a filled dice slot is linked to an unfilled dice slot, return the die in the filled slot to the dice bag. So we have to do both of these at the same time, basically.
Or nothing.
Yeah. If any player has the minor profession, which we don't, your experience would give you an advantage, but we can't do that. So we've got Yuvan, Rokta, and Zombie. All right, let's fight.
So we are ready to fight. All right, here we go. All right, just trying to find the best angle for this. Okay, so we've got to fight both at the same time. We've got a lot of dice.
Dice
we're gonna need
limit
to pull
is still
here.
3, but we have some things we can do. All right, so I can get us. I don't have anything to like really help us out.
I think
here.
we at least need a red die for this one. Like that's a 5er, and we need and purple.
I can pull my blood badger.
Yeah, so we can
So
do
that
that.
could be a red.
Do you want to just pull 3 dice
3
to
dice
start
and
see
see
where
what
we go?
happens?
Yeah, and do the best we can.
I guess, sure.
I mean, we don't have
Yeah.
a ton. In the second round, we can bring out more.
Yeah, I mean, we need lots of colors, so.
So
1,
let's see what we got.
2, 3.
That's good.
Oh, that's good. That's my
You
familiar
pulled your
die.
familiar anyway. It saves you from having to play the card.
Right. Okay,
Oh,
so
look
there's
at
a
that.
4. Here's a 5.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna bring out my Phoenix for sure,
Okay.
because I think we're gonna need it.
Okay, so this is what
This is
we've
one of my
got
cards.
so far.
I'll roll the Phoenix up, and we've got a 5, a purple 5, or a white 5. Doesn't matter.
A purple 5.
We don't have any black dice. That's gonna be a problem as well.
A black, yeah, and I don't think I can. What is your. Draw any number of stamina from your STR, strength row. Dice and pull the opposite face. So you can flip dice. I can ignore color requirements,
Yeah.
which is good. Like I could ignore this color requirement, and then at least we have this filled out.
I think we should do that because that's a big one.
You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
could do that.
And you ignore it by doing your bard skill.
My bard skill.
All right. What does that cost you to do?
Return 2
2.
stamina from charisma.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Or the color requirement of a dice slot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't
I
really
can
try to.
flip dice, but I think we need to get a red 4. So I can do.
Oh wait, these should have come back from my last.
We didn't rest, right?
Those
were
weren't- no,
discards.
they're
Yeah.
discards.
So I rested. So
I can bring out another purple die.
yeah, we might need that.
Let me see. I can flip. Yeah, the fact that we don't have a black is not great.
I mean, we have to cover these two at the very least.
Okay. Can you change that to a 4
I can.
somehow?
Not.
You cannot? 2, I can cover this 1 up.
You can?
Yeah, because I can bring it down with my crossbow.
Yeah. And so all
And
my cards
then-
are gone. That's my problem. I could.
Flip it. I mean, I would have liked to bring out another purple.
I could discard 3 stamina to bring one of my cards back to be able to manipulate this to a 4 to cover that up. I could do that. It cost me 3 stamina though.
Worth it though.
Return 3 stamina to your. It's going to go to my fatigue box though. 1, 2, like 3 for example. Well, it doesn't kill me, but what it'll do is it allows me to bring a card back, right? So that I can play another card. And then I can play it as my second card, and that'll bring this down a pip to a 4, a red 4, which will cover that, which is a big one.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And I'm done. I'm out of cards.
I can probably cover that 3. Because what I can do is I can flip this to 2, you know, and then decrease it by 1 to make it a 1 and get rid of that 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to take 6 hits.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely take 4, 5. Actually, no, we're gonna take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10? How are we
11,
taking 10?
12.
Oh, we take that too?
Every uncovered
space.
slot you take damage for.
Wow, that's not good.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can take 11 damage. And this is going to do,
Let's do it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is gonna
I thought you said 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I thought you could cover that.
No, I covered this one with the 3.
3? That's all we can cover?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I could do is like not do that. And this is the thing, like I can only play 2 cards, so like we should have
probably like killed her first.
Can you return your strength to? Oh, that just flips dice.
Well, that flipped the die.
Can you flip so that I don't have to use this?
Flip what?
That purple die.
Yeah, I could. I can actually return 1 stamina
so that this
from
goes
my
back
strength,
to my hand.
And that would flip what die? The purple?
Well, it does this.
So
yeah,
that
exactly.
Out. So that gives you another card to play. So
and then I could like play this purple and try to bring out another one.
Try to get a 1. Yeah, we'll do it. See,
that or that one, because I don't want to do a white.
Go ahead.
Give it a try.
Go. Yeah, this is like last ditch effort here to save me from
purple? Save you from imminent doom.
Yeah, this is bad doom. That's a 5. That's not gonna work.
That's not gonna work. And we don't have our bonus play.
And I played that card, so I get a bonus play, but it's not gonna help me here. So you're gonna have to fight the next round.
You get a bonus play?
Well, I don't get to use it the same round.
Oh.
The same round of combat.
Oh, you're steely.
Yeah, do not spend it during the skill check or round of combat. So like next round I could use it, but I'm already dead.
Yeah. Well, you're exhausted.
Yeah,
right?
so I can't help you.
Okay, so I take a bunch of fatigue then, right?
You're gonna take 12 fatigue.
Wow, I need 2 health left.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also taking 12.
And you can't help me with tests
I can't do anything.
Right?
Yep.
So I'm on my own?
Yep.
All right.
I went 1 fatigue over.
Okay.
So yeah, roll up your dice. I hope you have the ability to kill at least 10. You have 40. You can take 2
All right. Well,
damage.
I can spend 2 decks, right?
Yeah. So these are.
I mean, I'm gonna die anyway, so I might as well overkill on my fatigue. I'm going out strong. I can pull out a mesmerize. I can pull out a white.
Well, wait till you play your cards. Yeah. So you've got the white. You just need to get a purple, or just draw 2.
I'll draw 2 random. That's all I can really do.
That's all you can do, and hope that you get something that works with your cards.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's something.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, you could work with that.
We can try. It's not gonna help. I mean, I can change this 1 to anything. I mean, yeah, I'm going to die anyway because I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm already at health. So it's like, I'm going to die. But I guess let's just see how bad I die. Because I'm like, we should have tried to get rid of this zombie probably with all those 4s.
Yeah.
You know? But I guess we really couldn't.
Well, either way, we were going to take a boat. Because she would have done 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage to us. Like, massive. The thing is, we weren't prepared for that because I hadn't rested. Yeah. So I had a ton of cards I couldn't play.
Right. I mean, I have a white I could bring out. I could change anything to a pink. Which also doesn't help. And my stupid badger, I can't do anything because he's...
Yeah, you don't have enough dice out to really...
Yeah, to really do anything.
Especially with me exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, it probably makes the most sense for me to do this and change this to like a purple.
Yeah, that would hit this. We'll just cover it.
So that's okay. I brought out the proper one there. Let's do it right. And then bring out a white. That's probably the best thing that I could do. Right?
Well, what would that do for you?
Give me another shot at that.
But you can't complete that anyway.
I know, but that's the best thing I could do.
Or manipulating this to a 1 would be the best thing you could do.
Yeah, but I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if I like flipped this up, I still couldn't. I don't have any charisma left to spend. I could, I could flip this. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so we end up losing this battle.
We end up losing. So
we would read the book under loss.
Let me read one. I want to just play one more card. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's not going to do anything, but sure. There you go. Because even if you completed it and covered it, it would go away.
I know.
Right?
All right. So I'm super dead. So we
read the
failed.
Book,
so let's read. So we failed. Let's see. Where are we? F. We were not ready for this. All right. Defeat. Azima's servants overwhelm you. All right, here we go. Attempting to decapitate one of Azima's servants, your blade misses the head, landing in his shoulder. The zombie spins around, moaning loudly as he attempts to tear into your flesh. The others rush to his aid, and soon the undead form a wall around you, blocking even the dim light of the cavern. With calm certainty, you know you have only a few seconds left before you are either consumed or infected. Then the world turns black. We do not have the keyword initiate.
No.
When you wake, you find Dobrik kneeling over you. The dwarf cradles your head in one hand, and from the other, he pushes up a small bottle to your lips. It's early enough that we can stave off the infection, he explains, but your injuries are severe. Azima's servants have flooded into Sabek. The undead may soon outnumber the living. If your entire party is exhausted, we are. Each player returns stamina from their fatigue box to the supply until they have 1 fewer stamina in their fatigue box than their health. So we're going to return until we have 15.
Okay.
The Crypt Keeper is nowhere to be found. You wonder if he had become one of the undead, or perhaps he is fleeing Sabek, knowing the chaos that is about to be unleashed upon its streets. Reveal title card 155.
And we have Saved by Dobrik. We were saved by him.
Reveal title card 112.
Title card 1. We get 2 titles?
Yes.
All right. And we have the Zombie Uprising. Oh.
There it is.
You allowed the undead to escape the catacombs.
Sure did. We should have just let them escape.
Yeah, I guess so.
Place an event token at locations A, B, and C.
Okay. Wow.
So you see, like, when we went to our locations earlier, it was like, is there an event token there? And we're like, no, but now there is.
So now we have events at A, B, and C.
Yep.
So we have C, A, and B.
If you have either of the titles Zombie Construct or Failed Experiment, which I don't think we do.
No, we don't.
Otherwise, continue reading. Queen Gimnax will no doubt be displeased that you have failed to cleanse the catacombs, but this is not the only task she has assigned to you. She also has requested that you visit Treetop Village to find Gulpax the Crafter's workshop and convince her to end her ghastly experiments on the undead, even though she has like a ton of undead to work with now.
She does, yeah.
So here we can use the item, rest, or move to another location.
We rest.
Let's rest.
All right, so let's spend 4.
4.
At least 4
yes,
XP.
Absolutely, we've got enough.
To get 4 dice to recover. Right?
Okay.
So here's 4 dice for you. I'll get 4 dice for me, and we'll see if we can limp back to health.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I got rid of everything.
Nice.
Great.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm down to 4.
Okay.
Which isn't bad.
Here's this. Flip
Like
that
that?
over. Yep. Sorry.
Like holding them above my hand.
All this comes back.
All right, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's good.
These
Flip
guys
that
can go
over.
away because we've
These all
failed.
come back to my hand. Those guys are gone. They're free. All right, we are
Okay.
rested and ready to adventure on,
But
but we will not be. So we have brought you as far as we could.
yes, let's go to the big picture.
Yes, so here we go. And we're going to go talk about it.
Okay.
All right, so we had no intentions of fully running through this entire adventure, but we
Yes.
definitely wanted to cover a good chunk of it. And
I think that was actually a good way to that's a good halfway point.
right,
Right.
we got beat
Yeah.
down, but you see it's not over, right? We've got a lot to do. We've got a bunch of different areas to probably cleanse of zombies. We've got a lot of fighting ahead of us, I'm sure. We've got a whole half of the map we haven't even looked at,
Right.
and a lot of adventures to take care of there. So there's definitely a lot of meat and potatoes within
There's
this.
a lot of meat.
There's a lot of meat in this game.
Zombie meat.
Zombie. Well, they were eating a dragon. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So we hope you got to get a feel for if you're new to role player adventures, maybe it gave you a feel for the mechanics.
Yeah.
And how the narrative is interwoven into the dice play and the character building and all those good things. But again, we definitely would have loved to play through the whole thing for you,
Yes.
but I don't think you want to hear all the spoilers anyway, because
Right. Yeah.
if you intend to back this and you want to play through it, at least you'll only know half of the mission if it goes
you'll
bad.
know the way that it went for us. So this
Yeah.
this is like a branching story, obviously, that can go 1,000 different ways.
Yep.
Obviously, there are things tied into the story that bring you back to the same places that the story wants to take you through, but sort of in different ways. You're going to get different keywords and things. It's really neat how like your story is going to depend on the titles you have, the keywords you have, your professions now with this expansion, which is kind of cool. And I know, like, for me personally, like, we like adventure games anyway, but for this one being so, like, usually these dice tests are all about how you build your dice pool.
Yeah.
But I like how this is more of a puzzle and how do you mitigate your dice. So there's luck, but it's let's see how we can mitigate this together because you're cooperating. So it's a lot of like, all right, can you make this green? Because then I can change it to this. So you need to be able to talk and really like work together. One person can't just be like, all right, I'm going to do this and this and this.
Right.
Because you're going to benefit more if you can work together and understand how you can all best help each other. So it's neat that way.
Yeah, it's a really cool mechanic where you are not just rolling dice looking for high numbers. You're rolling dice looking for specific numbers and specific colors that you're leveraging your equipment, your abilities, and all your cards to mitigate and to manipulate the dice in such a way that you're able to overcome these tests. And these tests get very hard later on. Like they're going to get, this was the easy stuff.
Right.
It's going to progressively get harder, but
we're going to get stronger.
yeah, we have a ton of money to go in. You do shopping after every adventure in the market decks. So you're going to buy new equipment. You spend your experience points to up your combat dice limits. You'll have more dice at play. Your attributes can go up. Your health can go up. Like you can upgrade just about everything on your character to make them even stronger for subsequent adventures, which is really the whole character building aspect of this game, which is great.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you own Role Player Adventures, the base set, and some of the expansion, the other expansions, Nephras' Judgment, where it adds alignment as well as backstory for your characters, which, like in this case, my character, the stock character, he comes with the keyword tormented. So there's a whole story for his why he's tormented.
Yes.
And that's woven throughout the whole string of adventures, right? Because the original base adventures, there's like 10 of them or so. And so it's strung throughout that whole thing. This new expansion is coming with 7, I believe, in this setup for Gulpax's Secret.
Yeah.
I believe there's 7 adventures in there, so you'll have a whole 7 adventure campaign to go through, which is a lot. You saw we only played half of this one.
Right.
So this is probably a point where you'd be like, all right, let's take a break.
Yes.
We're going to call it our night sessions over, and you'll come
Right.
back and hit it fresh the next day to explore the rest of the map, use your items, do your resting, do all that other good stuff, and finish this adventure and get ready for the next one as it gets meatier and meatier as you play.
Right.
So
Yeah.
lots of fun. Really enjoy this one.
Like discover stuff. It's like
Yeah,
a mystery. Like
it
you're
is
putting it all
definitely.
together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like kind of cool. 'Cause you're like, oh, hey, wait, they're talking about that lady from the last chapter.
Yeah, great stories, great art, and really cool dice play. So, like I said, if you own the game, this is a no-brainer to go out and get the expansion because more adventures, more content means more fun, and it just gives the game so much more legs, especially when it comes with some of these new tweaks and new mechanics. So definitely go check out. We're going to put all the information for the campaign down below.
Yes.
Highly recommend you go check it out and see all the goodies that are in store. And maybe if you don't have role player adventures, this is an opportunity for you to jump in and
get started with it.
experience it. Yeah, like this is definitely something from people who enjoy adventure games.
Yeah.
This is definitely something that we enjoy.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't get disappointed when we have to put this on the table and play it, to be quite honest. So I don't mind it at all because it's a really easy game to set up, and it plays quick. But you just have to. It really depends on how well immersed you get into the story. And if you just let yourself just get sucked into the story, it's like watching a movie for 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
While you're being part of it, which is what an adventure game is supposed to do. So anything else you want to cover?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, we thank you for watching. If you want to spend more time with us and learn about more of what we're doing and more of our projects we've got going on, come join us on our Facebook group, join us on our Discord. If you want to support the channel and all the things that we do, become a patron, and you'll get a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yep, we played our first adventure with our patrons.
Yeah, they got to actually
got to
watch
make
that
decisions for
live
us
and make decisions as we went along. So that was a lot of fun. But we do at least once a month. We do a live event with our patrons, and they get to play a game with us and do all that cool stuff. So all those links will be down below. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you.